What is up, guys? Crisis here. I am back in the Mists of Pandaria beta, making a monk DPS test, or doing a monk DPS test, not making one. Somebody requested I do this. I thought it was a brilliant idea because I'm sure there's a lot of questions about this class. I have some myself. So, yeah. I'm going to go over talents real quick, even though nothing really matters. This tier is kind of useless. Momentum is the only thing I grabbed because I figure movement speed is good, so why not? Doesn't matter against target dummies. This tier, they all do damage. Actually, though, none of them are useful. As far as straight DPS, you wouldn't use any of these. You might use Zen Sphere in situations that are really healing intensive to help healers in a raid fight, but that's pretty much it. You wouldn't actually do that if you're like trying to maximize damage. This is the only tier that matters, so I'm going to skip that one. This tier, again, there's nothing of any use. I grabbed Leg Sweep for the stun. Again, it doesn't really make any difference. Same with this tier. There's nothing here that's useful. That one heals you, so I mean that could be useful, but not really. This one isn't going to help you, and this one's not going to help you. So none of these really do damage. This tier does damage, but I'm not level 90 yet because I'm only level 85. That's the max level in the beta is only 89, and I'm not leveling anything. This tier, though, does actually have 3 skills, all of which could potentially be a DPS increase. Ascension would help if you were trying to burst. You wouldn't actually ever need this, though, in a normal scenario. It might be a decent PvP skill, but that's pretty much it. Chi Brew's decent, but with the 1.5-minute cooldown, it actually averages out to, I believe, 0.044 Chi per second. I could be wrong on that. And Power Strikes, every 20 seconds your jab generates an additional Chi, averages out to, I believe, 0.05 Chi per second. So using this on cooldown still is less overall Chi per second than Power Strikes is, I believe. But only by 0.006, so it's not like game breaking. Weird thing about this spec is it doesn't use very many skills. You'll see when I start this test, you literally use 4 skills. So, we're gonna... What the hell did I just do? Where am I? 1, 2... I actually don't remember if I clicked this one. Fuck off. I don't fucking remember. Whatever, that'll work. We'll find out in a quick second if it works, won't we? So yeah. Let me stand behind this thing. Though it won't make a huge difference. Oh, real quick, I am dual wielding. Monks can dual wield and they can use 2-handers. From what I can tell, they're pretty much the same DPS wise. I just like dual wielding because it makes me feel like I do more stuff because I see more numbers. Although from what I've heard, you can use a 2-hander and be pretty much, the damage is basically the same. So we're gonna go ahead and get started here, and we're gonna see what we can do. So R here, well, what I have hockeyed to R is Rising Sun Kick. Use that on cooldown because it does a lot of damage. Hits for 30k, it's by far the highest hitting skill monks have, and it also increases the damage that the enemy takes by 10%. And it crits for 74,000, as you could see there. So, yeah, that's kind of always useful too. So, yeah. And I just fucked up. But it's all good, because here we go. I have a whole bunch of procs. Mastery. Your Mastery procs has a chance to proc free Tiger Palms and free Blackout Kicks. From what I can see, you pretty much don't use Blackout Kick at all unless it procs. I can't see a reason where you'd use it. It used to be, in the beta, Blackout Kick under half health. When the enemy was under 50%, it would apply a dot to them. That no longer is the case. So it takes more Chi than Tiger Palm, it hits for less, and it doesn't apply the dot. I really don't see any point in ever using it without a proc. I really don't. I mean, I could be wrong. Don't take that as solid. But from what I can see, there's no real reason you'd ever really want to use that skill. So this is pretty much the rotation, and then you auto attack. You can use... I'm not using any cooldowns, by the way. There are other cooldowns monks can use. I'm just not using them right now. You can use Energizing Brew to regenerate all of your stuff. You can use... And then there's a couple other like semi-long cooldowns. You can consume the Tiger Eye Brew to increase your damage, but I'm not doing any of that. I just want... This is just like straight up just attacking something without popping all... Like, obviously, every fight might not be the same. So this is just like a general fight. I'm not trying to... I did the same thing in other videos where I didn't pop a bunch of cooldowns because that's not what this is about. 72,000. That's definitely the hardest hitting skill. That's also my Mortal Strike effect. So in PvP, it's going to hit quite hard and Mortal Strike, and make my next attacks increase damage. It's kind of insane. Really? I'm just going to go to the 3-minute mark. For anyone who hasn't seen my previous videos, that's what I've been doing. I know 3 minutes isn't like going to tell you definitively DPS, but it's a pretty good indicator of the general DPS you're going to be doing. So, just a second. We'll see what I... Alright. That's the 3-minute mark. As soon as the timer stops, we'll be able to get the DPS for that test. 3 minutes, 7 seconds. DPS was 22,600. For comparison, my warrior's DPS was 21,000. My mage's DPS was inflated because I'm an idiot. But my warrior also has much better gear. My warrior has like 403 Girthlac and such, and only pulled 21k. So the fact that this monk in 372 or 378 rather gear can pull 22.6 is a pretty weird sign, actually. So this is all the starting gear when you make a premade, because obviously I didn't level this guy. And then I just have both my buffs up, which is 5% agility and 5% crit. I don't know why the item levels says I only have a 354 equipped. I have no idea what that's about, but regardless. So yeah, that's quite a bit of damage, honestly. I'm a little bit surprised. I'm not super surprised, but I am a little bit surprised it was that high, only because, as I said, my gear isn't that great, and the fact that I can out DPS my warrior, who has better gear, is a little bit worrying. Oops. I'm not going to do like a full test here, probably, but I would like to just say that the rotation is very weird. It's really... I'm kind of surprised. I don't know what they're doing, but honestly, it's kind of making the game super easy. So far, I've yet to play a class that has more than 3 buttons, like essentially. My warrior had, I think, 4. My mage had 3 and then a proc. And this class has 3 and then a proc. Like, I don't know why. I don't really understand. I don't know. So, I'm gonna do more. I'm gonna try like other classes probably here and see what they're like. I'm still trying to make a Ret Paladin video, but Ret Paladins are still super bugged, and my judgment has a 20-day cooldown left, so I can't quite do that yet. I'm not gonna do a full 3-minute test here. I just want to do another one just to see roughly if that wasn't just like a lot of crits or what that was, as to why I was able to do that much damage. I'm just gonna do like a 2-minute test probably this time. This is the very strange thing. You just like, I don't know. It's just bizarre. And then your the spell book tells you it's core abilities. Oh, well, not core abilities. Where the hell was that? Oh, not your spell book. Never mind. One of the skills you get is this Fist of Fury skill. It actually does a lot of damage, but the issue is it takes so much chi that you wouldn't really use it. Like, I don't know, it's weird. I don't really like that, though, how, like, the classes only have, like, a few skills. I don't know, it's strange. What's you guys' opinion on it? And if I'm doing something wrong, let me know. 207. That one was a 21.7, so... yeah, around that 22,000 range is where it's going to be at. It's also worth noting that if I wasn't in such a confined space, say I was fighting a boss with a really big hit radius, this skill, Flying Serpent Kick, doesn't cost anything. So you can actually, during downtime, if I was fighting a boss, I could use this to like go to the other side of the boss and then land and hit for 12k. That wouldn't, like, I didn't do it there just because the hitbox on this thing's so small. But against like a big raid boss, you could use that as in downtime, because there were a couple times when I needed like 10 to 20 energy and didn't have anything to do. I could have done that. Just worth noting. But yeah, that's pretty much really all there is to it. There's a couple of other skills you could use. I mean, you can use Expel Harm to generate chi, but it deals less damage. It deals... well, that didn't actually deal any damage. I don't know why. Maybe it hit something else. But it doesn't do as much damage as Jab, but it does heal you, so I mean, in that case, yeah, it could be useful. Other than that, there's... the only other skill that you could use, really, is Zen Sphere, which... it does decent damage and it does healing, but it doesn't do as much damage as using your combo points for something else. So, in that regard, it's not that great. But, yeah, that's pretty much all there is to show here with this class. I just wanted to real quick make a pretty quick video showing DPS like I've been doing. If there's any other classes you guys want to see, let me know and I'll make sure to make a video about it. So with that, I'm out. Peace, guys.